Hey guys, you're watching the best damn picks of the week. Cat, what do you got this week? What's this week looking like to you? Because last week seemed like it was a pretty good week.
We just had a discussion about first appearances. Everybody's going crazy for Lois Lane number 7 this week. It's like, I personally would say, stop worrying about first appearances. Start worrying about last appearances of characters that you've had for 50, 60 years.
There's a caveat to that. The caveat is stop worrying for first appearances in DC books.
In DC books, exactly.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Stop looking for DC first appearances in DC and worry about last appearances of DC characters.
Right.
Like this week's Batman, Penguin gets killed.
Deathstroke kills Penguin.
Deathstroke kills Penguin.
Spoiler alert, Jesus.
Well, this is a week. You're not gonna see this till next Wednesday.
Right.
So it's not a spoiler because people read it, but nobody's going crazy for that. But they're going crazy for Lois Lane, which I don't even know if this character is gonna be around with a new relaunch.
Lois Lane character is probably not gonna be around with.
It's a mini series. I mean, she could be. Whoever this character is, it could be setting up for the next, whatever. But I personally would worry about everybody that they're killing that you're not gonna see in this new universe that DC.
There's also the stuff you got to look at too, like the DC app. How well is that doing? Versus the Marvel app, where I feel like I know a lot of people have left off because Mandalorian is over. They're gonna come back once they start launching more original series. But Marvel's done a good job of putting characters on screen.
With DC, I would worry more about last appearances of characters that iconic characters that we've had. I mean, Alfred, now Penguin, who else is gonna go?
Right.
Watch out for those rather than first appearance of characters that are coming up, because if this new relaunch doesn't work, there's gotta be a reboot going back to what works.
Right.
So yeah, but again, this week we're gonna have talking about death, we're gonna have the Batman Pennyworth one shot, the Rest in Peace issue, where Batman's gonna reflect on Alfred. It's like a reflection book on Alfred.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But that's the one. Marvel, as good as House and Powers was, what the hell is really going on with these X-Men? Because there's nothing. I know that's it's a 5-year plan. Is that what I never. But I know they got a plan. So the next few years for the mutant books are going to be like setup books. But it's weird because you get this House and Powers where they made this incredible mutant nation, almost impossible to penetrate. You know what I mean? Invincible. But throughout these books, you're seeing chinks in the armor. Nation of mutants, all these powerful mutants, whether they're good or bad, now they're working together. You're seeing little, holes in the walls, X-Force, you're seeing a new type of sentinel, which is an organic sentinel, so you're seeing this. So it's like, I want something, I don't know, I keep telling people to stop reading these books like you're reading X-Men books and read them like you're reading mutants. And I feel like I have to tell myself that too, because I'm expecting something huge, and it's huge as it is, but it's not. I feel like something bigger is gonna come. Something bigger is gonna happen by the end of this plot.
How much of this has to do with just trying to basically rewrite all the wrongs that have been happening for the past few years in the X books?
Oh no, that's definitely a lot of that. That's a lot of that. It's a lot of house cleaning.
It's gonna take some time.
And one of my customers brought up a really interesting point, and I'm like, because like this week we have that Savage Avengers 0, which is a reprint of a Cool on God storyline from back in the Claremont days, Romita Jr. and Claremont. But the beginning and the end, it's a new narrative. You got Doctor Strange coming to Krakoa, with meeting with Magic, because they were part of that story back in the day. So there's definitely setting up. But he brought in an interesting point where he said, well, if Moira McTaggart affected the mutant universe, how is she affecting the rest of the world?
Right.
So what's the loophole for Marvel to change or enhance certain things throughout their years of storytelling because of Moira being this Groundhog Day
and
mutant?
I feel that's the overall setup too, is like this is eventually going to lead to the universe.
And we haven't
seen,
I don't think we've seen it. Outside of, we haven't really seen any changes with the other books.
Right, yet.
Because of this, this Moira McTaggart effect. But I'm sure they're coming. But it's brilliant in my opinion.
I think also like the timelines aren't very clear on these books either, correct?
No, they're
like House and Powers, like the.
Well, House and Powers was a setup because Powers is a one of the lives in the future, which we know
Right.
that nothing happened.
But
because
even
it's a-
House had like it was jumping around. The
yeah, they were
timeline as
jumping,
well.
but that's all settled. After now, you're into the mainstream. You're into the island. You're getting stuff. It's that I think it's not. I just feel the overall effect. It's like I feel like right now we're on a setup stage.
right.
It's a good setup
Absolutely.
stage. It's some real solid character development. You know, you're seeing mutants that people killed over the years. They're bringing them back. You know, and it's a really cool situation. But as powerful as this mutant nation is, they're introducing so many bad apples, like bad villains, like, you know, plus older villains. They're bringing them in. So I'm loving it, but I'm waiting for something. Immortal Hulk. I don't know. I'm like, that's another book. I feel like right now a lot of books are just like, okay, they're like in that, where are we going? Everything has had such a high this past year,
Yeah.
2018, 2019. Everything was just going bam, bam. And like right now, I mean, everything's like, okay, where are we with everything? There's like nothing. It hasn't been like a big push for anything. So same thing with Immortal Hulk. I mean, it's been going. I'm like, oh my God, this is great. But the last couple of issues, it's like, okay, I know we're going towards a transition of not immortal, but where something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I mean, it's good. It's still good, but you got Fluffy Hulk right now. This in the next issue with Zax, you know, and you get in a lot of corporate warfare between the Hulk. He took over Shadow Base, and then you got what's his name with Roxxon, the Minotaur, and they're going back and forth. It's like, it's interesting. It's very interesting, and you still got Killer Alex Ross covers, and it's just the book's still selling out.
Indeed.
Star Wars, man, Kylo Ren, the Rise of Kylo Ren, that book's been pretty solid, and number 1 and number 2 sold out. Number 1, just the regular covers, is pushing $15-20 for a Star Wars book that I'm like, okay, we haven't had that in a while, and the variants are up there for that book. So, you know,
There's some nice variants.
you know, second print came out this past week, and people, you know, scooped that up because again, it's supposed to be a really good, solid story. I haven't read it, but based on what I've been told, the last 2 issues and selling out on 1 and 2, and they got Crane covers on the regular covers. Clayton Crane, I mean, it's freaking insane. So
You know, I think the issue with the Kylo Ren stuff is we had this new trilogy that came out in the theaters, and we thought there was going to be a little more explanation, like Knights of Ren.
I'm glad the movies are done because I mean, at least with the print side of it, the story where they can expand and
Right.
create, I think we'll see a lot more of that in the comic
I
than
think-
we will theatrically, and I'm glad.
And I think that's what they're using this comic for, is to kind of fill in that
Fill in-
story for the
exactly.
people that want to know exactly what happened.
So, and again, Clayton Crane covers on the regular cover.
You can't beat that.
You can't beat that. And my last, man, it's that Donny Cates train. I'm talking about again that rise. I mean, 2017, 18, Donny Cates, Thanos wins, Venom, blah blah. Right now, everything's like. Marvel's like lukewarm, like okay, it's like simmering, like something's about to explode. You know what I mean? And Venom, you know, at least I haven't heard people go crazy over Venom lately. I mean, after the Soul Absolute Carnage, but don't forget, Nola's coming later next year, so he's building back that up. But I love Thor. I just did a little video on my Instagram. Just remember Thanos. His cosmic stuff is full of surprises. I mean, I expect something. I mean, it's already is crazy. Thor. I just read Thor 1 and 2 again, and it's freaking fantastic. I mean, the beat between Jason Aaron's Thor and his Thor, like it's like right there, right in flow. You know, and it's Nick Klein's artwork is insane. I love. There's some huge nice panels, you know, between him and Galactus and Beta Ray Bill. But I'm loving Thor, and I'm looking forward to Venom next week. But Thor, I know something. I feel it that something's coming, a la Thanos 13 or 15 with Silver Surfer Black. There's gonna be something in the next few issues of Thor that if people don't, because he's not. I mean, people don't respond. I don't feel like people responding to Thor like they're responding to his Venom.
Right.
You know, but again, remember Thanos.
I mean, you know, all that means is potentially lower print runs, and then he's going to drop something, and then people are going to be storming the store trying to grab these copies of things.
I'm hoping, I'm expecting, you know. But those are my picks for next week. And
as for variants this week, 3 books at you again. Marvel Spider-Man, this is a video game Spider-Man, but Marvel Spider-Man Black Cat #2 is a David Nakayama cover. Really nice incentive variant. Also sold out at Midtown.
I'll tell you why.
Because they only made...
Nobody sells. It's 2025, and it's a beautiful cover. And I was looking when I was doing my orders. I sell maybe 6 copies of that line. Any Gamerverse comic from Marvel barely sells 6 copies. Is it worth? And I don't know if I did order the 25 just to get the Nakayama cover, but I'm telling you, nobody orders those books. That's a cool looking cover. If it's sold out in Midtown, it's definitely gonna come out hot.
It's a ghost cover. I didn't make the show last week, but the Hulk cover from the same thing, the video game Hulk, that's a hot book right now as well. That incentive variant that I talked about. There's also Spirit of Ghost Rider, Mothers of Demons #1. Is this a one shot? Is this a mini series?
It's a one shot.
It's a one shot. Stephanie Hahn's variant, really cool looking variant, and I feel like Ghost Rider.
Again, it's what I said. Yeah. It's nothing really is bubbling right now. Everything is simmering. And I know this year you got the incoming storyline where everybody attacks Earth. But I feel like everything right now from Marvel is they're prepping, they're seasoning, they're going simmering, adding a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and soon enough they're gonna hit you with something. You're gonna be like, "What is going on?" Because that's what they do.
So another book's probably under-ordered. Exactly. So the variant's under-ordered as well. It's also sold out. Something to look out for if you can get it if you can find it, really, especially for a decent price. And then first time ever making this list for me. Got Venom #23, Scotty Young variant. Scotty Young does these little cartoony.
Is it open order?
I think it's an open order variant, but it's sold out.
It's sold out?
It's sold out at Midtown, so something to look into. Scotty Young's one of those guys, he's got a cult following because it's really kiddie, like cartoon.
They're cute.
Yeah, they're cute little characters, but check out. It's a nice cover. It's something to check out. For whatever reason, it's sold out. People want this cover. So
Patrick, I might not have that cover.
But think about it, guys. Think about it.
If Patrick wants it, it's...
Jump on it.
He came looking for Lois Lane today, and I only ordered for my pool.
Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for us. Thanks for watching. You know the drill. Smash that like button. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Ring the bell if you are. Cat.
Hey, Valentine's Day is next week. By the time this episode airs, should be Valentine's Day. Go in the comic book store. Buy your loved one some comics, make their day brighter with the action figure, with the comic book, a graphic novel. Screw the candy. It gets you. They're not good for you. Comics and toys are the best. See you guys in the comic book store.
And if you don't have a Valentine, even better.
You can buy it for yourself.
Yeah.